Next, I'd like to call upon Ms. Beth Horsburgh, who's the Associate Vice President of Research in the Health, University of Saskatchewan, and Vice President of Research and Innovation, the Saskatoon Health Region, to bring greetings from the University of Saskatchewan.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Minister Morgan and Mayor Atchison and former Lieutenant Governor Fedorik and all of our other honored guests, and I agree, it's just an amazing turnout today. On behalf of the University of Saskatchewan and also the Saskatoon Health Region, I'd like to really congratulate the Western Development Museum for creating this wonderful exhibit and sharing this great Saskatchewan story of nuclear medicine innovation with the public and our community. I was really impressed when I walked in today of all the families and youngsters here, and they're shopping for Christmas. And I'm originally from Windsor, Ontario, and came to Saskatchewan in 2000, and then did a brief stint in Alberta, and was delighted to return here to Saskatoon. At Christmas time, I find it's really an opportunity. I don't know if a lot of you do this, but when we write a Christmas letter and you sit and you think about all the threads of your life and all the people you've known and the relationships you've developed, and somehow you try and gather that all in at Christmas time, and you think about it and try and make sense of it. And in many ways, the story today, for me, is a uniquely Saskatchewan story that just does that. It really is a historic milestone in terms of cancer treatment. And the U of S research team, led by medical physicist Harold Johns, worked with the government at the time, the Tommy Douglas government, to obtain the necessary funding to make this innovation happen. Johns had partnered with industry as well, Acme Industries, to develop the machine itself. And then he collaborated not only with the Saskatchewan Cancer Clinic, but with University Hospital, where the first patient was successfully treated, as we'll hear a lot about that today. So in this sense, it had its birth in collaboration and partnerships, which in my view is something that is really a hallmark of this city and this province. With government, industry, the health service community, and our community at large, and other research institutions, we really bring all of these together in this community in a great way to really push the horizons now of nuclear medicine. It's really fitting that we celebrate this milestone in a hall that honors our pioneers. 60 years ago, Johns and his team of graduate students, which of course included our former chancellor at the U of S, Sylvia Fedorik, were on the cutting edge of science in developing this new technology that revolutionized cancer treatment and has saved millions of lives around the world and is still used in some parts of the world. Their pioneering work in the 40s and 50s paved the way for many innovations over the past 6 decades. Although recently, I don't know about you folks, but I certainly feel a real resurgence of the energy and starting to be on the cutting edge once again. So that now we really have, as Mayor Atchison was talking about the science city, we really have a very unique, in the world, cluster of science and technology tools on the U of S campus and in this city. So now, here we are with support again from the province, the city, the Saskatoon Health Region, the Royal University Hospital Foundation, who should also be acknowledged, and we are really poised to become, once again, a powerhouse for nuclear medicine innovation. The legacy of the groundbreaking early nuclear medicine work that we're celebrating today can be seen now in 4 very exciting initiatives that come together here. First, we're the home to North America's only biomedical imaging and therapy beamline, which is housed, we call it BMIT for short, and it's housed at the Canadian Light Source. This is an amazing tool that uses X-rays for diagnosing and treating cancers and other diseases in living animals as large as horses And eventually, we anticipate being able to treat people there as well. It's no coincidence that Paul Johns is with us today, and or his nephew Harold, who has brought one of his graduate students with him. And in fact, they have beam time at the synchrotron this weekend, and that's one of the reasons they're in the city. So talk about a sense of continuity. It's pretty uncanny. The second project I wanted to mention is using our LINAC accelerator. It's in the basement right now of the Canadian Light Source. And we're part of a national team that's looking at whether or not we can actually make appreciable amounts of what they call molybdenum-99, and from that you make technetium. And technetium really is the basis of the radioisotopes that we use in nuclear medicine. So we're looking at this very safe and practical and economical way of trying to make substantial quantities right here in Saskatoon. And third, we have the Canadian Centre for Nuclear Innovation, which John Root will be telling us more about this afternoon. And of course, one of its 4 key goals is to advance nuclear medicine. And finally, we had the announcement not too long ago of $14 million for a new cyclotron here in Saskatoon, which is another kind of accelerator. And it will produce, again, isotopes for nuclear medicine and for research, both with small and large animals. And we hope some avant-garde cutting-edge treatments for our community as well, our people community. And we have our first PET scanner coming, and you'll be hearing more about that this afternoon from Dr. Paul Babin, and that will be, we believe, up and running and actually scanning our very first patients this summer at Royal University Hospital. These projects all aim to improve the quality of health and healthcare here in Saskatchewan. I'm particularly pleased that they advance not just basic health research, but what we call clinical health research where patients, people, family members are part of the research enterprise. And currently, here in Saskatchewan, only 2 to 3% of our cancer patients are actually treated on what we call a research protocol. And the cutting edge centers, for example, Cleveland Clinic, that is patients who are treated there using cutting edge protocols, is about 15%. So we're hoping in the next 5 years to move from 2 to 3% to 15% here in Saskatoon. The other thing I wanted to mention was our new Saskatoon Centre for Patient-Oriented Research, which is an 8-bed clinical trial facility at City Hospital. It's a first for Saskatchewan. It's going to enable, with very high-level staff and leadership, we will be part of clinical trials networks across Canada, particularly Western Canada, but also the globe. Lastly, in closing, I would really urge you to visit our new Cobalt 60 at 60, that's the name of it, website, to learn more about the early work and its legacy. And I look forward to working with all our partners to honor this legacy and to really bring it to full fruition and really to see Saskatchewan lead the way again in terms of nuclear medicine for the improvement of health of all of us. Thank you very much.